Welcome back to 3 Sport. Well, it's been a magnificent day so far this afternoon here at Pukekohe for the Mobile Auckland Sprints. Fast and furious, plenty of thrills and spills for the huge crowd that's packed into Pukekohe today. They really are getting great value for money. And it's a magnificent start to the Mobile Motorsports Series for 96 because, of course, we're still counting down to the Wellington Street Race on the waterfront next weekend. And I tell you, after today, it's going to be a great weekend in the Harbour Capital. Now, lining up for the Bridgestone Porsche Series, expert comments from Owen Evans, of course, joining us on the 3 Sport commentary team over the next week for these sorts of cars because he knows them inside out. And your commentator, Brian Kelly.
The classy German sports cars out on the track, and fastest qualifier Daryl Greer will be sitting on pole position from Glyn Taylor. We had a race yesterday afternoon, late yesterday afternoon, Owen, and I think Richard Giltrap took honours in that one.
He did, yes. I think you'll find this race is a reverse grid race.
Ron Steele will be on the third row, followed by Andrew Justice. So it's the fastest men and the fastest at the back of the field and the slowest at the front. So it'll make that quite an interesting race.
It definitely will do, because they'll let them go at different intervals, but as they start to bunch up, you know, Class A, B and C trying to get to Class D drivers. So it's going to be quite good, actually.
They're just about lined up and in the starters' hands. A number of cars haven't turned up. What are the rules for this class, Owen?
Well, there's four categories based on horsepower and weight, and the Class A cars, normally the Carrera Cup, the RSs. The turbos this year that Ray Williams drives is in Class B. Unfortunately, for this event, Dean Fulford, the other light direct car, has damaged the gearbox yesterday, and that's out of action. Andrew Bagnall, a few people like that are away for this meeting, but we have got other people like Chris Burden out from Christchurch, his first meeting, so it should be quite good.
They start with the New Zealand flag. So there they go. They let the slower cars go first, and also on a timer as well, so there'll be time splits. So those are the cars that the quick boys at the back of the field have to catch.
Exactly, and that's when they can make or break. Chris Bird yesterday, I say, for his first meeting, drove extremely well, so Richard's going to definitely have his work cut out here.
And not a lot of laps to do it either, are there, Evan? Just 6 laps to get around there and past those slower cars. 6
laps is not much. Rob Hurst, you're seeing the 944 turbo there. He would be a likely winner for this race because he's driving very well, beautifully set up, and he's got a huge jump on the rest of them.
Well, he's certainly got a pedigree too in that car. He's won 80% of all his starts in the Porsche Series results to date. I think he was the outright winner of the Bridgestone Porsche Championship back in 1990, and since then he's had wins all over the place.
He has, and oops, we're going to car off already or not? Yes, we have.
Action on the Awa replay. We see them taking the shortcut, and that was your car 43 going right across the grass.
Ron Steele. Ron's obviously had a bit of a lock-up here. Here comes Rob Hurst now, a very, very quick driver and excellent campaigner. Back in Bridgestone again this year after a bit of an absence.
That's the race leader at the moment, and don't forget, of course, sponsored too by Project K, which is a new project that's been set up by adventurer Graham Dingle, and we've got the 3 Sport logo on the side of the car as well. This is a program designed for teenagers in the 4th and 5th form to help them find direction if they've sort of lost their way in life. It's a wonderful program designed by Graham Dingle, and it has the full support there, and a top driver in the car as well. 50 starts for this guy, and he's had 40 class wins, 80 second placings, 2 third placings, no did not finishes, and 13 class lap records. That's not a bad record, is it?
Oh, it's a tremendous record. As I say, Rob is a seasoned campaigner. He's run RX-7s. He is running an RX-7 in the Sports GT class, a Batman one they built up, and Rob knows his way around Pukekohe. There's no doubt about that.
He's coming under just a little bit of pressure at the moment from Stephen Robb, who's looking for a way past him.
He'll have to find the definitely the long way, because Rob knows every inch of the Pukekohe race second, and there's no way that anyone's going to get past him easy.
Well, he's managing to keep him out. That's the area that we saw Craig Baird get into a little bit of trouble with earlier on, but certainly driving a good race at the moment, and he's sitting in 6th place after 1 lap completed of the 6 laps of the Bridgestone Mobile Porsche Series around Pukekohe.
Yeah, well, I looked back there behind Rob. I see Ray Williams not too far away, so the Class B boys are moving up.
Yes, we're going to have to watch them with interest. That's the race leader at the moment, the number 41 Porsche of Daryl Greer. There's a variety of Porsches out there. We have Le Mans GT Carrera Cup cars and various others.
Yeah, there's 2.4, as I say, all goes on horsepower and year and that sort of thing. But Daryl Greer, you said in the lead, he's been a class winner in the Bridgestone before, an excellent little driver. knows this car. He's run this car for a couple of seasons now, and he's been driving extremely well.
What sort of speeds are they getting up to, Owen, down the back straight?
Well, the Cup cars will be doing, they're restricted on horsepower a little bit, but they'll be doing around about 250 k's, and down to the slower cars around about 200 kilometres an hour.
A lot of people look at these cars and think, gosh, if I had one of those, I'd take it out on a Sunday for a drive around the streets, clean it again and put it back. And they think these guys must be mad to race these cars. Are they?
No, definitely not. A lot of these people do that. In fact, Darryl Greer's car is the car he uses on the road. It's a tremendous class of Bridgestone Mobile Porsche Series, because people can literally drive a car at the race circuit and drive it in here. All the cars are standard you see here. They're off the floor showroom cars, and no modifications are allowed.
Do they get a little worried if there's a little ding here and there, or a big off and a big mark on the car?
Some do, but normally in the Class A there's always a fierce competition, and over the years when we've had likes of Brian Peace and Graham Cameron and Ray Williams and myself, now and again we've shot paint now and again, but it's, you know, that's racing. You're going to get that in all different classes. You see Ray Williams here starting to move on now, and you see Richard Giltrap right behind Ray.
Now, these are the guys that started at the back of the field. What you could say a reverse grid start, which is exactly what it was. Rob Hurst has moved up to third place. He's the big mover we were talking about before. And also Ray Williams, Racing Ray Williams, who's been around in Porsche racing for a long, long time.
Yeah, of course, Ray being in Class B, so he hasn't got the power there of the Cup car. But Richard Giltrap is the second season in Bridgestone. It's really his first full season. And Richard's an extremely good little driver. He's going to be someone to look forward for the future. He's campaigned this car now, and him and Dean Fulford are normally hammer and tong at each other, but Richard's got a great future ahead of him.
That's Richard Giltrap in the number 3 car we're looking at right now. He's the son of Colin Giltrap, so there's a few, well, sons of fathers, famous fathers out on the tracks today.
Well, yeah, we would normally say Dean with Bill Fulford driving as well, and I believe Colin Giltrap was a very good peddler in his day, and that sort of stuff. So he's out here today seeing Richard go, and I think he's extremely proud of him.
Well, he's well over halfway through the field. He's worked his way up to 9th place, and there's just 2 laps to go. So he's got a wee way to go yet, up to 9th, 8 cars in front of him as he goes back on to the back straight of Pukekohe, and the long chase ahead down there.
Yeah, I think Richard's starting to get in now. I was surprised Ray's been hanging on a little bit. Ray's driving extremely well in this race, and he's not letting Richard too far out of his sights, but I think Richard's got his sights in the lead. He's got one headlight going.
We'll keep our eyes on this car, because this is the one that any cars are likely to win the race and catch those slower cars in front of him. This will be the one to do it. The Porsche, it's the Carrera Cup car, this one.
Yep, that is, and I'll just look in the back to see if I've seen Chris Bird, you know, say his first meeting in the actual car I won Wellington, going back a few years ago. So Chris has been driving extremely well in the first race, but I see he's back a little bit weight at the moment. Sitting
here watching this, Owen, do you wish you were out there?
I definitely do. I see Richard going past Glenn Taylor. Glenn Taylor, another seasoned campaigner, and it must be coming on their last lap now. So Richard must be close to the front runners. Well, that did he pass Glenn? Is he now in the lead?
He's getting very, very close to the front runners now. We'll just check the leaderboard, but that's the man we're going to keep our eyes on, because if anybody is going to win it, it's young Richard Giltrap from Auckland in the Carrera Cup.
Chasing down Darryl Greer. There he is. There's Darryl. So something's happened to Rob Hurst, unfortunately. Obviously, mechanical problem.
We'll just turn it off the track, so it's not in danger of getting.
There they go. They're the leaders.
So that's car 31, Rob Hurst, the man who, up until today, maybe I put the commentator's kiss of death on him. I said he hadn't had any did not finishes. What happens?
He did not finish.
Finish.
I actually put Rob down to win the Bridgestone Series this year as an overall series winner, because he's winning Class A. Here comes Richard now. Beautiful move up the inside of Darryl. Darryl's moved over for him. That's
the move on the leader. So they'll come over the top of Mobile Mountain, I would say, this time, and I think it should be the checkered flag for Richard Giltrap. Nothing in it, absolutely nothing in it, as Richard Giltrap comes down and takes the checkered flag. Nice driving, good handicapping, good timing, and we'll take the Bridgestone Mobile Porsche race from Darryl Greer, and looks like Ray Williams will be home in 3rd place.
Yeah, Ray will be extremely happy about that, and so will Glenn Taylor.
Back through the field, Glenn Taylor behind Ray Williams. Looks like Stephen Robb might be next, and Jeff Short, who yesterday, big moment on the track, and the race late yesterday afternoon went off the track, and pre-65 racing from him. He looks like he may have come home in around about 6th position, but that's the race winner, Richard Giltrap.
I see Mark Fisk and Chris Bird.
And that's how they finished in the Porsche race. Richard Giltrap from Daryl Greer in second place, Ray Williams for third, and Glyn Taylor coming home in fourth place. Stephen Robb was next with Jeff Short in sixth place, Mark Fisk in seventh, and Chris Bird finished eighth overall.